Hey, how's it going, everybody? Just want to do a quick chat about guitar amps, modelers, and plugins. There seems to be a little bit of difference of opinion from the young whippersnappers around and the old dogs. And can old dogs learn new tricks? Can young dogs learn old tricks? I just come to the conclusion that I'm wondering, a lot of these younger guys, have they ever really played through, like a real amp? you know, uh, a real tube amp and had it cranked up and played in a band setting and learned the dynamics of volume control and tone control and feedback. Um, you know, I've been a guy that has always used you know, whatever works. I have plugins. I have modelers. I have a Quad Cortex that I use. I use UAD amp plugins. I use neural DSP amp plugins. I've recorded with a $99 J station back in the day and got great tone. So, and you know what? I don't need a million fucking presets to get what I need to achieve. I mean, it seems like a lot of people, they get into these modelers and everything, and there's so many presets and everything is so masked behind so much crap. I mean, some of it sounds pretty good. I admit that. It's fun to play around with, but you know, everybody wants a preset for every song that they know or anything. It doesn't make sense. Why don't people, plug into the shit, turn knobs, turn off all this shit on there, start turning some knobs and get your own tone. I do think it's kind of funny as far as captures and presets and things like that is, the same people, and I'm probably guilty of it as well. I admit I'm not guilty at all of this shit. I'm in the same boat as everybody else, but the difference is I've been to both sides, and I see the advantages and disadvantages of both. Is it right or wrong? No, it's just me, and that's how I roll. But I don't get why people don't want to learn the gear that they have. Or on their first impression. I mean, I have people coming out on these stupid forums and bitching about their, I just spent $2,000 on this piece of gear and it sounds like shit. Well, you know what? You probably just plugged into it and maybe went through 5 or 6 presets, didn't decide to turn off any of the the crap that excuse me, the crap that your signal is running through the digital chain or whatnot. But just a brief, kind of example of, I had solid state amps way back, and I thought I had a pretty good tone. And then back in '84, '83, I got that. That was my first that Marshall 2203 right there with 6550s and a 1968 cab, which is in my garage in storage. I just don't have enough room for all these cabs in here. But when I first got it, I was like, I was using the combos, 2x12 combo that had reverb in it and had some built-in effects. And it was like, man, this fucking Marshall sucks, dude. And but that's all I had. I spent all my money on it. I didn't have anything else to play with but that. And let me tell you, man, when you get something and you have to use it and you learn the ins and outs of it, you're just going to get so much, you know. Did I get lucky buying a 2203? At the time, I didn't know it, but and my first pedal that I bought was, was the Boss Super Overdrive, running that in front of a 2203 with 6550s is going to give you some kick-ass tone. But what I'm getting at is I learned what, to make use with what I had. And I could even with some delay, I could even go into to the low input, sync the pickups down in my guitar and get some nice, clean, jazzy type stuff out of a 2203 single channel, one trick pony. So what I would like to know from you guys is, do you take the time to even mess around with what you got and to seriously really listen? You know, I'm a simplicity kind of guy. Right or wrong, I don't know. It's just the way I roll. But I just think it'd be a benefit for some folks to really get to know what they have, make use with what they have versus going out and either trashing it or not really giving it a fair chance and then running out and buying the next new thing, thinking that, you know, it's going to be great. And you, on the opposite side of the spectrum is you do get people that buy crap, and I think just to justify the cost. Oh man, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? 3 months later, it's for sale. Not because of money, because they're just bored. Whatever. I mean, it's whatever floats your boat. If that's fun for you, that's fun for you. But for the guys that are out there, you know, recording and gigging and whatever, you know, as far as the gigging part, this is one thing that I notice in a lot of the newer bands is they do not have the dynamics down, right? I don't know if they ever sat down in their band practice and try to get everybody, you know, start off with a riff at full volume and just try to bring it down as quiet as you can, quiet as you can. You know, today it seems like all one beat, very little dynamics in the level of gain or volume or pretty much anything. But anyway, what's your thoughts on all this? I mean, do you, you know, do you take, do you like both? Do you like amps? Do you like the modelers? I happen to like them both. I happen to think the neural DSP amp simulations are the plugins. They're pretty much awesome. Same with the UAD. I have several of them. They really sound pretty good. But at the end of the day, I think I'm a tube amp guy, and as far as the Quad Cortex, I really love the device, and I primarily got it just for silent recording. But to me, that thing really came to life when I took when I'm just basically used it as a preamp, turn off the IR of the cab sim, and go direct into the return of that VHT50CL, and through that cab. Oh my God. You guys ought to try that. And I mean, FR maybe, you know, what you think is good, but you know, us old dogs, you know, we like seeing our pants move from from air moving, from the volume. But that's, you know, that's when you really, for me, with the Quad Cortex, that is really what brought the thing to life. I mean, not that it didn't sound good recording, or it didn't sound through the, you know, fine through the studio monitors, and which are FR. I got two different ones. Sounds excellent, right? But man, to get the girth and the, you know, the balls, I really had to. It really, that was the way to go for me. I think if I was gigging, I'd go hybrid, and I'd take the Quad Cortex. You know, first of all, I'm minimalist on effects. I don't need much, but a boost and a delay, maybe some EQ. I'm not into all the fancy smancy latest stuff, and I like in your face tone, which probably comes from the rawness of going direct, or just, you know, going straight into the 2203, and you know, it's in your face straight tone, and it's not masked with anything. So anyway, what's your thoughts on all this? Have a good day.